Yes. Did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now let us see properties of multiplication of integers. See, these properties are also applicable in terms of fractions. So if you pay good attention, if you get all these properties correct in this chapter, those will be carried forward in the chapters called fractions. Okay. Maybe in the next unit, right? So what are the properties? First property is called closure property. Now what is closure property? Closure property means if you multiply two integers, the result is also an integer. It's not like if you multiply, if you multiply two integers, you are going to get a fraction. No, no, no. It's not like that. If you multiply two integers, the result is also an integer. Okay, this is called as a closure property, right? So the multiplication, that is the product of two integers, is always an integer. That is, if m and n are integers, then m multiplied by n, that is the product, is also an integer. Okay, so this is called as a closure property. Okay, so just write down one example, and that's all. This is the closure property. Okay. Okay. What is the next property? Next property is called commutative property. Okay. To commute. This is the English word, to commute. To commute. What do you mean by to commute? To commute is to go from one place to another. Okay. If you go from your house to school, you are commuting to the school. If you come back to your house from to your home from the school, you are commuting back to your home, right?
सर
So this
म्हणजे
is
5 into 6 म्हणजे 6 into 4.
correct, absolutely. That is called commutative property. Okay, so what is commutative property? Commutative property is if there are two integers m and n, m multiplied by n is same as n multiplied by n. Okay, that is what I was telling you last time. Okay, I was telling you the same thing. There is,
sir.
yeah.
Sir, I was disconnected due to network
Yeah,
issue.
don't worry. I have recorded the lecture. Don't worry. I'll send it. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
So there is one bench. There is one bench. Okay. On one bench, आता आपण कोणाचं नाव घेऊया? Sanvi. Okay. Sanvi is sitting, right? And on another bench, let's say Urvashi is sitting. Okay. Right. This is day one. Okay. Same thing again. Please pay attention. And on day two, okay, Urvashi is sitting on left side and Sanvi is sitting on the right side. Okay, and on both the days, Anand sir is teaching. Again, same question. Do you think Anand sir will teach differently? No. Right?
No.
So where it doesn't matter whether Sanvi sits on the left or right, or Urvashi on left or right, or even Arnav or Arema on the left or right, right? If you sit on the same bench, doesn't matter whether you sit on left or right. Okay, the result is going to be the same. Okay, the result is going to be the same. This is called commutative property. Okay, so 5 multiplied by 6 is same as 6 multiplied by 5. Minus 10 multiplied by 8 is same as 8 multiplied by minus 10. Okay, minus 15 multiplied by minus 7, same thing. Minus 7 multiplied by minus 15. Again, positive answer. Okay, now you have understood what the signs are. We are talking about the property. This is called commutative property. Okay, so please note this down, this part, and write down one example. Maybe the third example will be the ideal one. Okay, is that correct? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have a third property. What is that? Associative property or associativity. What is it called? Associativity or associative property. What does this mean? Let us say now we have three integers. How many? Three integers. Instead of two, we have three integers. So what you have to remember is you cannot, you can multiply them in your head and you can come up with the answer directly. 5 into 3 into 2, 5 3s are 15, 2s are 30. You can come up with the answer directly. Okay, so listen carefully. What the property means to say is, okay, if you have three integers, if you do 5 into 3 into 2, okay, BODMAS, okay, you know BODMAS, you have to solve the brackets first, correct? So you have to do 3 into 2 first, so you get 5 into 6, which is 30. This is one way of doing. Another way of doing is you have to multiply 5 and 3 first. So you have to put bracket on 5 and 3, and whatever the product is, 15, okay, and you have to multiply by 2. Now you get the same answer. Is that clear? So this is called associative property. Okay, so please write this down. Associative property, this thing, L into M into N is same as L into M into N. Okay, and write down one example, maybe fourth one. Okay, you can write down the fourth example. Is that right? समझ में आया सबको? Fourth property, distributive property, distributivity. Distributivity. Okay, what is distributive property? Let us say we have one integer L, which is being multiplied by a sum of two integers. Okay, so L, M, N are three integers in which M and N are being added, and that sum is being multiplied by L. That sum is being multiplied by L. So हम क्या करते हैं यहाँ पे देखो, we do multiplication of L and M. So L multiplied by M हम लिखते हैं ऐसा. Since we have plus sign here, we write plus. Okay, and then we write bracket में L into N. L into M plus L into N. समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, so this is
No, sir.
Okay, let me give one more example, then you will understand. So what is distributive property? L into M plus N is equal to L into M plus L into N. L into M plus L into N. अब मैंने माइनस कर दिया L into M minus N. What do you get? Tell me. बोलो क्या मिलेगा?
Sir, for example, 4 into 3 minus 4 into 2.
Correct. तो यहाँ पे अगर बीच में माइनस होगा, so you will get minus here. Are you getting the concept? समझ में आ रहा है? हाँ, that's it. So please write this down, and then I will explain with some examples. Okay, you just don't have to write the examples. I will explain. Don't worry. तो यहाँ तक यहाँ लिखो ये वाला. Okay, write this down and just write this thing also. Okay, just for your reference. And then I will give you a couple of examples in which you'll definitely understand in a better way. Okay, let us say L, M, N. We have L is let's say 7, M is 4, and N is 2, for example. Okay, so in first case, L into M plus N. What do you get? Tell me. L into M plus N क्या मिलेगा हमको?
Sir, means
7 into 4 plus 2.
Yes.
Okay, by BODMAS, what do you get? 4 plus 2 कितना मिलेगा? 6. So 7 into 6 कितना मिलेगा? 42.
42.
Okay, but on the other side, L into M plus N क्या होता है? L into M plus L into N. बराबर ना? Right ना? बराबर. So what do you get? 7
into 4
into 4
plus 7 into
2. करके देखो 7 into 4 कितना होता है? 28
28
plus 7 into 2 14. So 28 plus 14 कितना? 42. अरे सेम ही आया ना, सेम ही आया ना. इसका मतलब क्या? L into सी. यहाँ पे ना कभी कभी मल्टीप्लीकेशन देता भी नहीं है साइन. Okay, you can simply write brackets. That means there is multiplication. Are you getting this? ये L और ब्रैकेट में कुछ नहीं है ना, इसका मतलब है उसमें मल्टीप्लिकेशन है. And M and N are both are being multiplied by L. Remember that is nothing but L into M plus L into N. समझ में आ रहा है? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
लिख लो जल्दी, चलो लिख लो. Write down this example. We have to do one more. चलो जल्दी. Okay, let us say L is 9, M is 5, and N is 3. Okay. So here we have L into M minus N now. क्या मिलेगा बोलो? 9 into 5 minus 3. By BODMAS, what you are supposed to do first?
9 into 2.
8.
Yeah, no. 5, yeah. So 5 minus 3, which is 2. So 9 into 2,
Into
which is
2.
18.
18.
Right? But according to the rule, L into M क्या होता है? L into M minus L into N. अभी माइनस है ना बीच में, सो माइनस लिख देंगे. So you have what? 9 into 5 minus 9 into 3.
Oh, 3. Sorry.
Right? So 9 5s are 45, 9 3s
45
are
minus 27.
27. 45 minus 27 is 18. अरे हो गया ना. So what does this mean? This means L into M minus N is equal to L into M minus L into N. डबल थम्स अप. चलो लिखो. Okay, so now in physics, we are going to start with first chapter, which is named Physical Quantities and Measurement. Okay, let me ask you first question. What do you understand by physical quantity? Or what do you understand by a quantity? What is a physical quantity?
Sir, a physical quantity is the quantity.
Yeah.
The quantity which can be measured is called as physical quantity.
Absolutely. Exactly. The quantity which can be measured or maybe even calculated using certain formulae is called as a physical quantity. Okay, let me give you a couple of examples. See, the quantity which can be measured is mass, speed, distance, correct? Yeah, length, okay, amount of substance, that is in moles, time, okay, time, right? So these are all physical quantities which can be measured easily. So these are called physical quantities, right? So basically, if they can be measured, they will have certain unit. Okay, if physical quantities can be measured, they will have certain unit, right? If there is no unit, you cannot compare them, right? And you have learned very simple things about units of length in the 6th standard, right? Centimeter, millimeter, meter, kilometer, something like that, correct? So in this chapter, we are going to see different physical quantities. Then we are going to see how they are measured. Okay, mostly we are going to concentrate on area, right? Surface area, density, that kind of things. And means volume, right? That kind of things. Okay. So see, a physical quantity has two things. Okay, let me go to the whiteboard. Okay, so physical quantity. First of all, it can be measured. It can be measured. Okay.
We
Secondly,
use that for day-to-day life.
yeah. Secondly, it has units. Okay, it has units. We'll talk about that later. Now, physical quantity is of two types. Okay, please understand. One is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity मतलब क्या? It has only magnitude. It has
Only magnitude.
magnitude.
And
Magnitude
vector
मतलब
quantity has magnitude and distance. Distance.
magnitude and direction.
The direction.
So vector quantity, okay, it has magnitude. Let me explain, don't worry. Magnitude as well as direction. Okay. So इसके स्केलर क्वांटिटी के एग्जांपल्स क्या हो सकते हैं? मास, टाइम, ओके, स्पीड, correct. These are distance. Okay, these are the एग्जांपल्स ऑफ स्केलर क्वांटिटी. वेक्टर क्वांटिटी के एग्जांपल्स क्या हो सकते हैं? फोर्स, ओके, इवन वर्क इज आल्सो स्केलर, we'll talk about that later. Force, weight, okay, I'll explain, don't worry. Acceleration, velocity, correct, etc. Okay, यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर भी आता है, इवन टेम्परेचर इज ऑल्सो स्केलर. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, प्लीज पे अटेंशन. इसका मतलब क्या है? सी, व्हेन आई से आई हैव 5 किलोग्राम ऑफ मास, ओके, आई हैव 5 किलोग्राम ऑफ मास in my hand. Does it matter what is the direction of that mass? No. What is mass? Mass is the amount or the quantity of matter contained in the object. That is the mass. Does it matter in which direction is the mass? No. Okay, when you do the distance, okay, let us say I give you this line AB and I ask you measure the distance. Does it matter whether you measure from B towards A or from A towards B? Does it matter? Will your distance change? No. Okay, so does it matter in which direction you measure the time? No. Time has no direction. Time has only one direction, right? Forward direction. Time cannot go back. So the quantity which can be fully described with the number and the unit, with the number and the unit is called as the scalar quantity. जो मैग्नीट्यूड हम यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं ना, वो नंबर है. मतलब ऐसे 5 किलोग्राम, ओके, स्पीड इज 40 किलोमीटर पर आवर, डिस्टेंस इज 10 किलोमीटर, okay, temperature is, let's say, 98 degrees Celsius. Okay, does it matter if I say this is in the left direction, this is in the top direction? No. So the scalar quantity can be clearly defined using magnitude and its unit. That's it. No direction is needed. Okay, but a vector quantity is a quantity which requires direction as well as magnitude. Okay, let me give you one more example. Okay, let me give you one more example. Okay, let us say there is a ball here, okay, and I ask you to push it. I ask you to push it. That means I ask you to apply force on it. You will ask me, sir, okay, this is the ground, this is the ball. You will ask me, sir, where, in which direction you want me to push it? In the right direction or in the left direction? Will you ask me? Yes, definitely you will ask me, right? So that means when you apply force, you have to have magnitude. Okay, force ka unit hota hai Newton. So let us say you apply 5 Newton. 5 is the magnitude and Newton is the unit, but you have to state whether it is being pushed left or it is being pushed right. That is the direction. Remember that. And hence this is a vector quantity. Weight is also a vector quantity because weight always acts vertically downwards. So although weight always acts vertically downwards, its direction is required. Okay, its direction is required, and hence force, weight, acceleration, velocity, okay, these are called vector quantities because they cannot be expressed fully using only magnitude. They can be expressed fully using magnitude as well as direction. Is that clear? समझ में आ रहा है? थोड़ा बहुत भी समझा तो बहुत है मेरे ख्याल से.
Like in acceleration, if the ball is going downwards or upwards, in that the acceleration will affect.
Correct. Yes, correct. Okay. So please write this down. ये तुम्हारे नोटबुक में नोट करो. फिजिकल क्वांटिटी, ये पहला पॉइंट लिखो, ये दूसरा पॉइंट लिखो, और ऐसे ही करके एरो करके स्केलर और वेक्टर क्वांटिटी लिखो. दैट्स इट. ओके,
Done.
okay. So what is the magnitude? This is magnitude. Okay, what is magnitude? Number of times the unit is contained in the quantity multiplied by the unit. Okay, so that is the magnitude. ठीक है. So पहले हम क्या लिखते हैं? यूनिट का डेफिनेशन लिख लेते हैं. ओके, प्लीज राइट डाउन. यहाँ पे एम होता है. मेजरमेंट इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ कंपैरिजन ऑफ द क्या है ये? Of the unknown quantity, right, with a fixed known quantity of the same kind called the unit. Okay, magnitude is equal to number of times the unit is contained in the quantity multiplied by the unit. Okay, so I think you can write this down, this part, unit का part लिख लो first. चलो जल्दी. Okay, so we are doing physical quantity description, unit measured by. Okay, so distance between two given points. What is the unit of length? Can you tell me? Meter. Symbol is m. It is measured by, how is it measured? Meter ruler or measuring tape. Okay, meter ruler or measuring tape. Measuring tape. Second, we have mass. What is mass? I told you. क्या होता है mass? You know, the amount, the quantity or amount of matter, quantity or amount of matter, correct, contained in the body, contained in the body, उसको हम mass बोलते हैं. Its unit is kilogram. K is small, kg. Okay, we are writing SI units. There are other units also. It is measured by beam balance or an electronic balance. Beam balance or electronic balance. Is that clear? समझ में आ रहा है? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then you have what? You can start writing now. Okay, if you are not, then please start writing now. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to ask me. Next is time. What is time? Time को कैसे define करेंगे? It is the interval of occurrence of an event. Interval of occurrence, okay, of an event. Okay, so the time between two things which happen is called time. Okay, its SI unit is second. See, don't use plurals. Okay, never use plural in units. 1 second, 100 second. 1 kilogram, 100 kilogram. 1 meter, 100 meter. Okay, 1 joule, 100 joule. 1 newton, 1000 newton. No newtons, no joules. Okay, no kilograms, no seconds. Symbol is S, small s. How is it measured? ऐसे मेजर करते हैं हम.
Clock.
हाँ, पेंडुलम पुराने जमाने में करते थे. स्टॉप वॉच और स्टॉप वॉच, स्टॉप क्लॉक और स्टॉप वॉच.
सर अजून एक सँड वॉच पण असतो ना.
Oh, yes, sand watch, correct. Lastly, we have temperature. What is temperature? It is the degree of coldness or hotness of a body. It is the degree of coldness or hotness of a body. Okay, its SI unit is Kelvin. Okay, not degrees Celsius, not degrees Fahrenheit. SI unit is Kelvin, capital K, Lord Kelvin. We'll talk about this later. Okay, in this chapter, but later on. Okay, how is it measured? It is measured by thermometer. Okay, it is measured by thermometer. Okay, meter means measuring in to measure. Thermal means heat. Thermometer. Meter means to measure. So to measure heat, to measure temperature is thermometer. Okay. So this is all for today's lecture. Correct. Fundamental. You can give the heading fundamental. What are fundamental units? The fundamental units are the units which are used to measure fundamental quantities. What are fundamental quantities and derived quantities? I'll explain it in the next lecture in
Sir,
detail.
fundamental quantities are the basic quantities
Correct,
which are
correct, correct,
measured.
correct, correct.